Hey guys, Mas Sajadi here with Mas on Sundays. Hope you are doing fantastic, having a fantastic time out. I just want to check the sound quality and everything, make sure everything's okay. I like to do these live. I'm traveling. A lot of people commenting in. Hello from Italy, Grand Rising, Buongiorno. Again, a lot of beautiful people all over the world. The word is spreading, right? XI, exponential intelligence sciences, really transforming lives. Well, in a way that nothing else has. And I'm not saying anything else is wrong at all, but there's always a better, a higher version of what's out there. So an XI really is, it really creates, say, that foundation that we all need to make everything else a hell of a lot better, right? We've tried like psychology. We've even tried, say, feeling better. And that's what this topic is about, feeling better. But then why don't we feel better? Or why don't we consistently feel better? Are we just like prone because we're humans? Is it the human condition? Did God, do this to us that, well, we can't feel better all the time, but can we? So is there a science behind that? Not just woo-woo stuff, but is there a science behind it? And that's what the Moss on Sundays is about, really helping you understand why, life is, and then how Hey guys, I am back. Sorry about that. Let me just reset everything here so I can see all your lovely comments. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. All righty. Again, sorry about that. So what I was saying is that this is an integration of science and spirituality, and spirituality not in a way. So again, guys, I just want to get this point across because it's highly important, and it's really important for the new sciences coming up in the near future. I see a whole brand or whole definition of what science is really about. Because right now, science has turned into another religion. Basically, it's another religion. They get scientists get paid off. Certain companies pay people, right, to do their own research. So science gets skewed. Religion is pretty much the same way. Religion believes in things that, well, both religion and science, they believe in things that they vehemently believe in things that they don't understand. That's this straight out. That's what it is. Look, if you look at religion, they believe in things that they don't understand, and it was never practiced by those great individuals who started out their religions or was the icon of those religions. And then science is the same way. They get stuck. They don't want to try those new things out. So they're not real scientists. If there was an Einstein out there or somebody like that, they'd go, shit, what is this new thing this guy calls XI? But, nowadays, there's scientists out there, and there's some, I'm not knocking all, but there are some that are intrigued, but it's so different than what's out there. They don't want to step in, but you got to step in. It's the new world. It's a new consciousness. It's a whole different way of doing things. So, all right, we've got a really special guest here coming up. So we'll take that uh, to show you again how fantastic or how much transformation we can come. But jumping right in, feel better. The secret that nobody knows about. And again, it's been around forever, right? But as we ascend higher and higher, there's nuggets of wisdom that there's nuggets of wisdom that we keep, mining, and that's why, or that's where I say intelligence gets higher and higher for humanity. So the secret that nobody knows about, can you feel better instantly, right? And I want to ask you that all this. So can you feel better instantly? I know I can't see your hand, but comment in. Can you rid yourself of a lifetime of emptiness and hopelessness? Again, comment in, or have you tried that before and like, no way, there's no way you can do that, or there's no way you can sustain yourself, or sure, if I take drugs or anything else, but then it's short term, right? A lot of you all do that. A lot of people do that in the world. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out well. Hey guys, I'm back again. Thanks for holding on. You guys are such fantastic people. Um, Again, sometimes if I disconnect again because shit, I travel a lot, I move around a lot, but I want to bring you these live. There we go. I want to bring you these live content just because I don't want two of me there. Sorry, you guys. I had to move around. That's what I was going to say. Thanks. Was it Verna? Verena? Anyway, we feel the frequencies. That's the key. So even if I disconnect, guys, and I have mechanical issues and all that, if you stay in this space, um, I actually connect higher because I'm trying to find a solution. So limitless troopers, yes, you are. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. And I don't think nobody ever does. And because of this, nobody ever really does live shows anymore. They want to do technical because they want the content to be perfect out there. Now, our content, I mean, we strive to do the best. We strive to do all that, but our content is high is high quality, but sometimes the production might not be the best just because of this, right? And people get pissed off. Well, the reason why you guys are so patient, and I thank you for that, is because it's the underlying frequencies, it's the message that's out there that's true, and that's why it feels right. So again, it's like literally moss raw, right? So again, thank you for that. All right, just like anything that starts out, that transforms the world, right? Sometimes it's a little rough in the beginning as it gets smoother and smoother. So thanks for putting up with us. So the secret that nobody knows about on how to feel better. We'll jump into that, and then we'll get into special client that transformed her life dramatically. We'll see the proof on that, and then we will get into scanning you. Scanning you, what that means is where just give me 1 second here. There we go. Scanning you is where I analyze you, see where you are in life, see what's holding you back. I don't need to know you. I don't need to know your real name or anything. That's how potent XI sciences is. All right. So in today's Moss on Sunday, that we're on, and we should be on, in today's Moss on Sunday is that I share the one secret that experts in self improvement, psychology, personal growth don't even know about. They really don't understand what it's all about. In fact, most of the world doesn't really understand what this is all about. What's the key factor that holds you back? I can and I'll also uh, help you teach a unique process so potent, many have freed themselves of their medications. By doing this special process, again, many of you will have freed themselves of medications, of psychotropic type medications, antidepressants, so on like that, and then experience a hyper meditation that may help you feel better instantly. So, and stay that way as well. All right. So let's go ahead, take a deep breath, and we'll make it an experiential. We'll make it a experiential experience for you. So imagine this, okay? And you can close your eyes if you'd like to, or it's okay. Oh, I like that. Sage MD, spatial referencing. Hey guys, I'm back again. I guess like I'm a cat, 9 lives. So we'll keep trying. We'll keep trying it 9 times, I guess. All right. So again, did you guys feel the frequencies that I was generating for you? So, so imagine yourself on an ice. Okay, it's really slippery. So imagine yourself on ice. Again, it's pretty easy to do if you live in Minnesota, right? You can close your eyes. You can close your eyes or keep them open. It doesn't really matter. But imagine yourself on this ice, and you've got really slippery shoes on to boot. Okay, you've got really slippery shoes. Yeah, a lot of people saying strong frequencies. Yes, I felt the frequencies. So again, it's nobody can stop us. By the way, if my channel gets taken down and all those things, again, I'll still connect with you at some level. Hey, baby. So it's crazy, right? This is the new consciousness that's really coming to be. That again, nobody can stop our grand awakening that's happening. If you did the 1111 meditations, hyper meditations, commenting on how that was for you all, right? So, so anyway, imagine yourself on this ice. You've got slippery shoes on, okay, and it's hard to cross the ice. So it's hard to cross the ice, and people go, well, and you're trying to carry this package. You're trying to carry this package. It's called life. Okay, so think of it. You're on ice. It's really slippery. You've got slippery shoes on. You're carrying this package. It's a precious package. It's called life. We should open up Telegram channel. Yes, it's really a good idea. Absolutely. So, so you've got this package of life, and then it starts to, you start to falter. You start to get wobbly. You start to get slippery. So what do? You don't change your shoes. You don't change your environment that you're on. What you do is like, well, you get another package somehow. You buy another package, and it's like, well, maybe this will help me. So you add on this package, maybe called psychology, or maybe called, say, a party, or maybe called, I don't know, alcohol, or maybe called somebody else to share my misery with. And we'll use this example: somebody else to share, to help you balance yourself, right? So you're on this lake, and it's really, really slippery. Okay, it's really, really slippery, and then you go, God, I'm not happy. I'm sliding all over the place. Let me hold on to somebody else, but they're on the same environment, and they have really, really slippery shoes. So now you're both in a state of flux. You're both not happy because you can't traverse, across this lake to get to your destination, right? So what do? You add on another package. Can't you just skate? Aha. Well, you could just skate if you figured it out. But most people don't figure it out. That's the key. They'll add on more things, but the one thing that they won't do is one, change how they interact with their environment, because they think it's like, the packages that they're carrying, and the package is called life. Sometimes the package gets heavy. Sometimes we have so many packages that are out there, right? It gets stacked and we don't even know where we're going. But the key is that's not life. The key is the trajectory that you're on, the landscape that you're on. That's hopefully that's clear, right? Hope, and comment in, please, if that's clear for you. So imagine this. So you go package after package after package, whatever it might be, right? A party, drugs, feeling better, psychology, all that. But again, the environment is the same. Your life, you're in the same environment. You're on this slippery landscape with slippery shoes, trying to, again, trek across this thing called life. And the thing is, you can't stop because time doesn't stop. You have to keep going. So no matter if you're slipping, some of you, you get a little wobbly, you stop for a little bit. Again, you try to stop life. You stop for a little bit, and then you gain your space again, and then you got start going. And then you get stop, and then you get a little, when it gets a little slippery. Some of you just like slip and fall flat on the face, and all your packages, all your life, like start to fall apart. Right? It's all over the lake, and then you get your packages all in a row again, and then you try to stand up, and then what do? You get really slippery, and then you might go a couple feet, and then you fall back down again. Right? Some of you are like that. Right? Whose life is like that? Comment in. Right? Where everything starts to get put back together, and then boom, you start feeling good for that one moment, and then again everything just shatters. Right? So you can do psychology. Money is a great, say, fortifier for those people, you might think, but you're still on the same landscape. You have a lot of money, and then money actually weighs you down even more. Okay. And being really poor weighs you down even more. Okay. Because there's the same coin, just different sides. So what do you do? Right? Psychology doesn't improve that. Exercise doesn't improve that. Changing your mental aptitude doesn't really improve that. It makes it better, makes it easier. Okay. But the key is that you have to change your environment. One, you change your environment, you adapt to your environment, because most people don't adapt to their environment. They try to change their environment. They try to change their environment. That's how they adapt. But most people don't adapt to their environment. For example, if you're freezing your ass off, right? You're freezing your ass off. What do? Well, you put on a coat. It's not really changing your. Although that might feel better, again, it's still harsh for you, right? So what we do again here is, one, really you adapt. You become one with the environment. So one, you wouldn't need a coat. You'd acclimate to the environment. Most people, that's my keyword. Most people don't acclimate to their environment. You either try to change to it or adapt to it, or all right. Hey guys, I'm back. We're gonna try. We are going to try without the video. Okay. So here we go again. So again, we're on a lake. It's frozen. We can't adapt. What XI does for you, though, is literally XI changes your environment completely. One, you can get skates on, but that's really good, right? Because you can traverse across the lake really, really fast. Two, you can change your environment completely by going into another environment that's more suitable for you, where time isn't as slippery, right? You can run this way. You totally disconnect from, say, this reality. The real you peel away the reality, so you're on a smooth surface. You're on, say, a paved road. You're on a gold, a brick, a yellow brick road, as Elton John would put it, right? That's how XI would do it. How do you do that? Again, this is the difference between, and it's a huge example. It's a huge example, because most individuals, unfortunately, what they do is that they try to, say, compensate, but they don't change their reality. And that's why no matter what you do outside of this one secret that I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what you do outside of this one secret, it won't help. Right? Because it's your environment. And by your environment, I'm not talking about where you live or anything like that. It's your connection, it's your environment in space and time. It's that fourth dimension. Okay? And let's do that right now. Okay? Let's take a deep breath in. And no matter where you are, and it's probably better that you don't have the video on. It makes it easier. Well, how do you change your environment? People change most. Again, this is the key notes. It's like, well, I've heard this before. I changed my environment. I change where I live. I change. That's not what I'm talking about, guys. Take another deep breath in. I'm talking about. I'm talking about where you dramatically change yourself. Again, not by changing your clothes, the money in your bank account, the people around you. First, what you do is you change your relationship in space and time. Now, this might go way out there. People go, well, or psychologists might go, well, what does that have to do with it? It's psychology, it's the chemicals in your brain and all that. No, not at all. That's only part of it. The reason why your chemicals in your brain are off is because your environment, and the environment that I'm talking about is time and space, the consciousness, the reality that you choose to render yourself in. So again, I'll say that again. The environment that I'm talking about is a consciousness that you choose to render yourself in. And I'll get a little deeper. The environment that I'm talking about is the consciousness, and then the reality that you choose to create your reality here, your existence here. You change that. Your environment has to, not may change, but your environment has to change. Most people who give up on themselves, they want to feel better by, well, one, they feel like a victim, and they feel that an outside influence has to change them. That's not the case. That is not the case. That's just feedback for you that you're in the wrong environment. Okay? And then that feedback, we're in the wrong environment. What do we do? What about the impacts of trauma? Yep. The impacts of trauma. Trauma literally is a faster way of pushing you out into another reality that's distorted, disorienting, that's not stable for you. Again, another point in time, the fourth dimension. This goes well with the matrix. We literally are in this matrix, or what I call, um, uh, a consciousness. So take a deep breath in, and I'll put you into those states. Okay. Again, breath in. And this is something that you can do on your own, by the way. How is this different than what's being taught? Pretty much everything. The only place where you can learn this stuff is here with XI, exponential intelligence. Psychology, self improvement, anything like that does not change your environment. Breath in. Get another breath in. And then another breath in. Notice what's around you. If your eyes are open, nope, you're not changing your programs, your beliefs, anything like that. That's the key. It's very different. Everybody changes their programs, their beliefs, all that to change. It doesn't work that way. Wonderful breath in again. So notice what's around you. Again, notice, say, the chair, the wall that's in front of you or behind you or to the side of you. Notice your body, a part of your body. Breath in again. Notice how centered you feel. Again, I'm not changing your habits, your programs, your beliefs, or anything like that. I'm changing where you are located in space and time, the fourth dimension. Again, where you render yourself in the matrix. Breath in again. Notice another object in your visual field. Notice how you're feeling. And notice your problems. Can you handle them better? You can do this on your own. Again, what you can do on your own, I'm just doing it at a more forceful level for you, pushing you into the present moment time. What you can do, again, notice objects around you, and then notice a body part. Notice what's above you, say a ceiling, and then, I don't know, your toe. Okay. Uh, Whether you're ready or not, I'm going to push you out of time and see if your problems come back. See if you don't, see if you feel worse. And then I'll put you into, say, a traumatic situation, okay? Or trauma. You guys ready? Psychoanalysis is okay, but with this tool, psychoanalysis is really good. It becomes a much better tool. Yep, absolutely. So take a breath in. We'll count down from 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Again, this is totally safe, guys. For those who somebody says, no thanks, you have plenty of trauma. Again, this will help you actually go into that, understand the mechanics on how again you've gone into trauma, and then when I pull you back out, it'll allow you to resolve that trauma because now you know the underlying reason why you have that trauma. Okay. Exactly. Some of you feeling sick, feeling scattered, subtle but profound shift in perspective. That's perfect. Excitation in a negative way. If you keep going, you'll start to have anxiety. TS, you feel nothing because you choose, again, to lock yourself in a point in time, which is good. But then it makes it a little harder for you to move forward the way you're doing it. So again, allow yourself to let go. So what happens in the experiences of the world? Somebody says a negative comment to you. It pushes you out of your reality or perspective that you see life in. Take a breath in again. I'll slowly pull you in, guys. But I just want you to experience how the trajectory on pulling you back in. Okay. Because this is the same trajectory, and this is why I did this for you. Okay. Not to make you feel bad, but once you experience it in a safe environment, you can go, oh, that's how people and situations and experiences make me feel bad. All I have to do is come back into center. Okay. So somebody says something negative to you. What do? Well, you disconnect from the fourth dimension that you're supposed to be in. You just go into a deeper. That's cute. Jacqueline, I feel great here too. Yeah, you just moved into just a different version of an excited reality. That's cool. So you pushed yourself into, but even, I just want to talk about that. So this reality, like that reality, yeah, it feels great. like money, for example, or like a new job or a new boyfriend, whatever. It feels great for a time being. But then over time, it starts to fade away because you're off center on where you should be. Okay. So take a deep breath in again. So I just want to stress all of you that spatial reference, again, notice objects around you and then a body part. It'll center yourself. And the more fluid you are with XI, the more, because you're more trusting of your higher version, okay? You can go in and out of those, say, uh, realities or points in time and space. Again, the matrix. You can go in and out of the matrix, in and out fluidly. And this is where you're strong enough, you're confident enough to say, experience that and go, oh, I know how that works. And then experience how experience where that reality can take you, and then pull yourself back in to an even more center. And this is how you get stronger and stronger as you say experience this on your own. But the key is, I wanted to show you a couple things. Is that one, again, somebody says something bad to themselves, to them, a negative comment, right? You have a negative experience, right? You lose your job, or you get forced to, take a vaccine, or all that shit. But even in those situations, if you stay centered, it'll turn into, say, a profitable experience for you at some level. Okay. So it's not the situation that you're in, it's where that situation takes you or pushes you. If that makes sense to you. Breath in again. Yeah, it's like shifting perspective. But most people, when they say shifting perspective, and I want to get the nuances right, most people say when they're shifting perspective, they're shifting a belief system. But we have to go much, much deeper, guys. We're shifting, say, moments in time and space. This one, I'm having the spontaneous nerve stuff on my left side, but yes, I feel the center. So for you specifically, if you don't mind me reading you, Jacqueline, what's happening is your left side, your nervous system, again, as you age in your family, from what I'm analyzing in you, is that you guys start to have nervous type symptoms in your family as you age. So even it goes that this is how deep it's gone for you, Jacqueline. That's why I picked you up. So your nervous, say, disorder, and again, I'm not diagnosing you anyway, but comment in, as your family ages, they start to have, say, mental lapses. They start to have the jerkiness, or the shaking. From what I'm seeing, I see a grandfather. You guys start to shrink. They get smaller as you age. I see a man with a nervous, say, how the hand shakes, as you age, that kind of it comes from this, again, spatial reference. It sounds crazy. I'm not going to get into the science on that. The lecture series gets into the deeper science on it. But for you, Jacqueline, you don't have to have that anymore. Again, I'm not promising anything, but you continue on spatial referencing, you continue on doing the 18-day hyper meditations, and all that will happen for you, Jacqueline, because you're at this level. So congratulations. You're going to start to go, you know what? I don't need to have the diseases of my parents anymore. That's where you are in XI. So beautiful job. Congratulations. This is where even, say, the tick, okay, the nervous tick, let's just say that you get, or like the Parkinson's type stuff. This is where, again, you pull yourself in, and then it starts to disappear. So that's there's a lot of diseases, including mental disease and then nervous diseases, that are a cause. The underlying cause is just, again, time and space, where you're located in time and space. I know that sounds really out there, but people who've even had like Parkinson's and all those, say, incurable type diseases, I know that, the foods and all that stuff, those are surface layers. But once we can change this, once we can change you where you're creating yourself at a deeper level, you can feel better in any situation. Sure, what happens is that, say you get some devastating news, right? You get some devastating news, and it throws you off center. But that devastating news lasts a short time because you're still human. You're going to still experience, say, the emotions of what humans are. That's why we're here. But then what happens is, instead of getting stuck there and getting lost, what you do is like, oh, I know where I need to go. And then you come back to center. And then that devastating news actually, say, enhances and creates, say, more of an anchor for you to stay in time and space. Imagine this, and then we'll get into the scans. Ataxia, the shaky condition from nervous system damage. Yep, nervous system damage. Yes, that comes from, again, diabetes or sugar type related issues, all that. But the original cause of that, right, the underlying cause, if you can fix this, again, is what I call the spatial referencing. Again, putting you into a moment in time, and then people. It sounds crazy. People have cured themselves of, what is it, ataxia, right? And even like diabetic type symptoms. Now, I'm not saying everybody can cure it, but those people who are too far off, or too far damaged, they can come back and heal themselves. That's how potent this is. So let's take a deep breath in. So trauma, I just want to get into trauma because a lot of you, trauma is heavy. Yes. So there we go. Perfect timing, divine. So trauma is literally, you're in a car called time, in space, right? You're in this car, and then all of a sudden, basically, somebody just, the door opens and it pushes you out. That's what trauma is. Or, you're in space and time, and then something, just like a heavy object, just like pushes you. Say that you're in position point A heavy object, a very light object. I'll give you one example. A light object just taps you or pushes you just a bit, and then, like you move a tiny inch over, right? And that's why you don't feel good, and then you just step back in. A trauma is like, like this heavy punching bag that just like slams you. And instead of moving from point A, just like an inch over, that trauma, that event just pushes you over like two, three, say, spaces. You could call it feet, but again, two, three spaces into a different, say, reality, within the matrix. And it throws you way off. And then those types of individuals, they don't know how to come back. They don't know where they started from. So that's why that trauma, they get stuck in their trauma, because now it's like, oh, this is where I exist. This is where I render my reality. And they can't overcome their trauma. People who have gone through this with XI, they literally resolve their issues for trauma, and that trauma ceases to no longer control them anymore. Because again, what happens is that they pivot, they pull themselves back into where they need to be. So that trauma over time actually helps them if they know and understand what trauma actually does. So, and maybe we could do an event, or a hyper meditation on trauma. So, how about experiencing bad luck? That's a program within the reality that you exist in. So, for example, you know, um, so there's a difference between programming and then the realities that I talk about. Say, for example, that, again, say you have a pattern of bad luck, right? Or, say that, I know it sounds kind of weird, but say that you have, um, say that you have this undergarment, Okay, this undergarment is uncomfortable for you. It gives you bad luck. Okay, so no matter what reality that you're going in, again, you wear this undergarment. It's not a tattoo. It's not an appendage or anything like that. It's just an undergarment. Okay, it's a program basically that no matter where you go, you carry yourself. You could go into the most beautiful reality, and you're wearing you're wearing this undergarment called bad luck. Okay. So no matter where you go, no matter what, say, consciousness or reality that you exist and create yourself in, you'll have bad luck. So what XI does is like, hey, you know what? That undergarment, it's uncomfortable. But many of you don't know that you're wearing this undergarment underneath your clothes. All you have to do is literally understand that, and then you pull it away. Okay. All right. So let's get into analyzing people. And again, we're a little off on time just because of the issues we had. So this is this part of the show where I scan you. Okay, and again, I don't need to see you, know you, anything like that. Just looking through. So yeah, a lot of comments on how distorted you felt when I pushed you out. Understand how I do that. Okay, not to impress you with my abilities, but understand how that happens to you, so you can edit yourself the way I can edit you. I was looking through this one, Elia Yoga. I love a scan, please. Ben with 18 days since 18 months. Awesome. Yeah. So what you're doing really now, ELYA, Elia Yoga, is that through whatever that you've done, again, the 18 days, comment in on the transformations that you all have had on the 18-day hyper meditations that's starting out, coming up this December, actually. So for you, what's happening is that you've really claimed yourself. You've reclaimed yourself. You've taken inventory. You've taken inventory, but you didn't quite let go, because you're the type of person that holds on to something just in case they're going to need it, later on. So if it's, I don't know. So it's hard for you to just to say throw things out, whether it's a broken whatever tool, or a broken relationship, or maybe even say a disease or issue like that. Right? You just hold on to it in the back of your mind. It's like, well, and I talk about a disease or illness because I think when you were younger, you would hold on to, say, a disease to get you out of the situations that you didn't want to go into. That makes sense to you. So you've held on to those memories, or you've held on that as a tool to go, well, you know what? If I'm not liking the situation, I can always get ill again, and then that'll get me out of, say, this life situation that I'm in. So for you, you're going, you know what? These tools, it might have worked when I was a kid, where, my mom, tried to push me into things that I didn't want to, and I should never get into. Anyway, how many of you have been that way, right? You got ill, you shortchanged yourself, again, you created a weakness or an illness for you not to go forward, right? It was an excuse for you, for your parents not to push you into like a trajectory that you didn't want to go towards. Okay. So again, you've held on to that tool. And now Again, for you, Elia Yoga, for you, it's like, you know what? I don't need that anymore. I'm standing strong on my own. I can create my own destiny. I'm not allowing other people to take charge of my life. Uh, so this is a really great place for you. So in this mini session, what I'm helping you do is like, again, hey, let's just move that out. Let's take all that stuff that I don't need anymore. So this will help you release some of the things that you've held on to. And the way you are, you'll probably like end up cleaning your house, cleaning out, getting rid of those things that you've held on for years. By the way, if I do scan you, again, comment in on how accurate that was. I know I'm accurate, but for those other people, um, just to show you that it's like, hey, where's this guy tapping into that knowledge? How can I tap into it? Why am I feeling anxious suddenly? This is Alana. So the reason why for you, Alana, is that you're actually facing you tend to again move out or try to hide yourself or compress yourself to move away from basically you escape. Okay? You necessarily don't escape like by moving away. You just don't want to face or you don't want to hear the facts of a situation. Simple as that. So now, so now what's happening for you is that you're comfortable enough. You're comfortable enough where you are, where you can start facing some of those things that have made you uncomfortable in the past that you didn't want to hear, or basically you wanted to bury. So now it's like, wow, I can face it and then work my way through it. So something clicked in you. By the way, this is the cool thing. Working on that other person, whoever yoga, I'm not just working on that one person. If you have of similar patterns or issues, especially, I'm working on all of you all the time. But if you have of that similar pattern, okay, you'll start to. I'm working on you as well, so that's why. This one is CP123. Mahai Masa. I have a severe case of COVID, intense headache, nausea, hydration, and can't taste or smell. Not a doctor or anything like that, but ivermectin, guys, is really a good way to go. Hydrogen peroxide is good to go at the physical level. At a frequency level, I would play an 18-day meditation in the background while you're going through COVID. I would do the vaccine after effects, even if you haven't taken the vaccine, which I don't seem that you. It doesn't seem that you have. And that'll actually literally release a lot. Some of you who have gotten COVID, it's a fantastic way to get rid of a lot of your garbage, guys. And you come out of it stronger and cleaner. It's kind of like a near-death experience, or again, kind of like a surgery type. Where they put you under anesthesia, you disconnect from space and time. So COVID in the XI world, and especially if you're healthy, okay. I'm not talking all cases, but in the XI world, if you're healthy, you get COVID. It's a fantastic way to release all your garbage, all the memories, cellular memories. Okay. And then you just get cleaner and better. But let's for those individuals who have COVID, let's take a deep breath in. Let's help you go through the process, the physical process, easier. I would suggest minerals, by the way, especially zinc, but all minerals for your taste and smell. There we go. This one is from Arena Camp. October was my fourth 18 day. So much subtle changes, miles to go, but I'm stronger and clearer than I've ever been. Yes. So I want to talk about that. If you don't mind, I'll just push you into that space even deeper, Arena. Or I'm sorry if I butcher your name. So for you, what you've done is you've made yourself a stronger individual. Okay, this is really good. You've made yourself a stronger individual. You've created another identity. Again, that's more powerful, more complete, stronger, more coherent, so to speak, more clear of mind, rather than because in the past, your old version of who you were is very, very emotional. And emotions tend to say, um, bog you down really heavy, because there's always emotions of guilt, or not being good enough, not being not doing the right thing, not being smart enough. So those kind of patterns for you, Arena. So what you've done is like, shit, I can't do that, because people can guilt you into things that you wake up from, and it's like, what the fuck did I just do? Why did I do that? Right after it all happens, or why did I get into this relationship? And again, please comment back, Arena. So what you've done now is like, no, this is who I am. So you've defined who you are. It's like, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to stay, because this is my perfect version of myself. Right? This is the best version I've ever felt. So with that in mind, now you can go back, and this is what I'm helping you with. Get even more clear, where you're now, what you're going to do, which is really exciting for you, Arena, is that you're gonna you're gonna calibrate your emotions so they benefit you. Most people go, "Well, follow your emotions, follow your heart." That's just straight out bullshit, guys. There's so many books written on that. So psychology. That's just straight out bullshit, guys. It's not gonna help you. If you don't believe me, look where your emotions have taken you in the past, especially you. Look where they've taken you. So now it's like, wait a second, that emotion is not calibrated right. I'm not saying not to trust your emotions, but don't trust your emotions where they are. Okay. Say if your steering wheel was off, or if your sight on the gun was off, and you go, well, I'm going to follow the sight on my gun, you're not going to get the target. You're not going to hit the target. So again, you can't say trust the sight on your gun. You can't trust the emotions that you're running. What I'm suggesting is like, adjust the sight on your gun so it directs you towards the target that you want. Then you can trust your emotions. That's all I'm saying. Many people, when I say this, don't trust your emotions, it's like this big wall comes up, because you've heard it wrong so many times, you think it's the truth. But again, just try it out. Notice where your emotions are going. So this is what you're going to do, Arena, which is really exciting. But the key is, with XI, you've already created a higher version of yourself. You know who Arena is now, right? And you get better and better at knowing it each and every day. But then you're going to go into like, hey, whatever situation that you're in, it's like, wait a second, this doesn't match the new Arena that I want. Doesn't match the new identity. And then you go, nope, I'm not doing that. I don't care what my emotions say. And this is where people aren't guilting you into stuff that you never wanted to jump into. So really nice job. And again, if you can, Arena, comment in. Here we go. Yeah, here she did. Yes, so accurate. I'm in a downward spiral, but staying stronger than I would have in the past. Yes. So talking about that, you're in a downward spiral. You might think you're in a downward spiral, but in reality, Arena, you're cleaning up all that garbage that pulled you in. So so you're cleaning up again all the garbage that say had destroyed you in the past, and you're re-experiencing them to go, no, 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 I don't want any of that stuff. I'm going this new trajectory. So basically, you're in a downward spiral again, getting rid of all your old identities that you don't want. So really nice job. This one, Lisa N, will you recalibrate me, please? I'm off center, I think. Sure. Take a deep breath in, Lisa. It seems like there's a masculine identity around you, Lisa, all the time, that just distorts you. So, for example, you could have had. Seems like you took care of your brother or your two. Oh, so, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like I'm right. Um, your parents weren't around for some reason. Whether they were there physically, they weren't there. Frequency wise, or they just didn't care for you all. Either way. So again, and I just say it the way it is, so your emotions it'll hit you, at least because that's what it's really about, and then you get over it. Okay. Again, just working on you. So you and your brother are kind of like stuck together, for example, right? But what's happened is that you and your brother are still stuck together. So this is, and it's okay. But again, it disorients you, because every time you're that anchor. So every time your brother has an issue, whether you see him or not, whether he could be on the planet Mars, if he has an issue or if he's ill, it messes you up. The key with that pattern, though, Lisa, um, is that, say you have a boyfriend, right? You get into an intimate relationship, And it could be you attract females that are masculine as well. Again, you need that masculine frequency around you, or so you think you do. So what happens is that your intimate relationship turns into a brother-sister relationship for you. So, the reason why you're off center now, listening to this show, is because you're starting to see that you're off center again with the heaviness of the frequency of your brother around you, if that makes sense. So you've always been off center. Many of you will experience this, by the way, after listening to this show, is that you'll feel like you're off center. The reason why is that you've always been off center. You're centered now. You're centered where you should be. You were off center before. It's like, when you go to a chiropractor, you think you're walking normally, and then they adjust you, right? They adjust you, and then you feel like you're walking off balance, but you're actually walking on, your level. So the same thing here. So the vaccine sessions are very helpful. I listen whenever I've been exposed to shedders. Absolutely, guys. Even if you haven't taken the vaccine after effects, especially and as a caveat, guys, the first and second one, it's a great way to shed or get rid of experiences, especially people's negativity. If you're an empath, where you absorb people's patterns, guys, the best way to do that is you get rid of that. You get rid of that by using the vaccine after effects. It really, again, cleans you out at a cellular level. Literally, it's at a cellular level. And then the third one is the one that you want to keep playing all the time. Okay. So the first and second ones is just, at random. So when you're strong enough, let's say, and then you want to replay the first and second one, but the third one you just want to play all the time because that's a strengthening agent. A lot of the meditations, if there are in multiple, guys, especially if you did the abuse series, you don't want to play all of them, over and over again. You just want to play that last one over and over again to strengthen you. Otherwise, it just keeps digging deeper and deeper within you. The addiction series that we're starting tonight, starts tonight, guys. If you haven't signed up and you're thinking about it, that is going to be a really, really powerful, where we just say eliminate everything about addictions. That's a whole different way of getting rid of those addictive patterns. It's not burying your patterns, by the way. Every other modality buries or creates a workaround your addictions. This literally eliminates. You are of a different frequency, and then whatever you do, rehab or whatever it is that you needed to do medically, that changes you. It changes much. It helps you much faster. It's not a replacement, by the way, although for a lot of you, it is a replacement. For some of you who are in the harder core drugs, again, you might need rehab. Masa will take Total Human Reset for the first time in January. Do you see major changes for me in 2022? Blue. Yeah, so the Total Human Reset, this is on relationships. Okay. It's that, and what we focus in on is that relationship with yourself on this January Total Human Reset. Total Human Reset is the fastest way to transform all aspects of your life. Okay. Now, what's the difference between the normal 18-day hyper meditations and then the Total Human Reset hyper meditations? Well, on the Total Human Reset, we bring in a whole trajectory, a spherical, say, level of transformation for you. We bring in my son Alex. He's helped me fantastically transform my physical body. I'm 60 years old. Some people tell me I look, early 40s. But again, so he brings in the physical aspect of it. We have a dietitian on board to clean you out at a food-wise, diet-wise, not just like short-term, but long-term. It teaches you how to eat the right portions, right proper foods, all that. Again, this Total Human Reset about cleaning everything out. So it's about detoxing, letting go of the toxins that you've eaten, and then also frequency-wise, we talk about relationships, that intimate relationship with yourself, really connecting yourself to a higher level. So that's coming up. So yes, huge plans even before The cool thing about you is that you're getting ready. You're getting ready. Uh, I'll be doing THR2 in January. Is registration open yet? It should be. And again, can the team comment on that, guys? So, but whoever asked the first total human reset, yes. So you're getting ready, and this is the cool thing about a lot of you, who've been doing this, who've been doing XI sciences, is that is that before you get to total human reset, you're going to get rid of all your baggage. So it's not about, say, fixing you for those individuals, although total human reset will fix you. But most of you are going, fuck, I'm going to do total human reset. I'm going to get rid of all this baggage and garbage that I've gotten me even before I get on. So when I get on, I'm just like the seasoned, say, human being, and I'm going to use it to push my potential or access my potential. So that's what you're getting ready for. Really nice job. Okay. So again, you can use total human reset to help you if you're newer, clean up stuff, or the advanced individuals, intermediate to advanced. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm pretty clean. I've gotten rid of a lot of my baggage. What can I do more? How can I access my potential? So really nice job. This one is Justine Cummings. And for those people who stayed on, I'm just going to work on you a little bit longer, guys. Okay, it'll take a little more time, just because you guys stayed on. Okay, so this Moss on Sunday portion will run a little longer, but again, just to help you guys out. I'd love a scan. Currently have COVID. Also have the issues with digestive. Yes, that's what I was actually. Excessive hair growth and others. Anything you can pick up. Yeah, take a deep breath in, Justine. So when I'm seeing you, it's almost like you have different identities in you from what I'm seeing. If you notice yourself, you change into one aspect of you is, you see the possibilities of yourself, but then there's another aspect that you switch into. It's not a personality. It's literally two different programs that run in you. And this personality or this aspect of you, when you flip into that, say, reality or consciousness, which is a little different than what we did earlier today, by the way. Okay. Um, so take a deep breath in, Justine. So for you, it's almost like another identity or another personality that you see that clouds you. And this is where things get, say, this is where you get darker or depressed and so on really fast. Okay. Outside of, your physical issues, if that makes sense to you, or that's what happened in the past. So let's release whoever pattern that is. Say, for example, that you had a father, okay, that was really, say, abrasive from what I'm seeing. So his presence, say, consumed you, like literally took over. It took over your cellular, say, mechanisms or your DNA, basically. So now you're running you and then your father's pattern, so to speak, or whoever else. Okay. So it consumes you. So what that means is that you start, there's a part of you that's still you, that's still like a small young child. Okay. Take a breath in again. And then the other aspect of you, again, a dominating father, so dominating that literally took over your cellular identity. So when you switch into his identity, which is random for you, you can't, because you can't control it, or when you feel really weak, basically, he takes over, and this literally changes your physical structure into more of a masculine structure. And again, comment in for those people who don't believe, Justin. And this is where, again, you get guys hairiness and all that. So let's remove that. So it's an overlay. So this is where another version of this, and there's a lot of you from what I'm seeing, say that you had a really abusive or abrasive or dominating parent. It could be, your mom or dad, doesn't matter. And then, you've long gone there, or they're long gone, or you've moved out and all that stuff. But your process on how you think is still through their thought process, because they they told you, they've been telling you what to do and what to think, how to think all your life. So that identity basically, Justin, is stuck with you, stuck with a lot of you individuals. So that aspect of you I can quickly remove. And then your small identity, your small self that seems like hidden in a dark corner, can pull out. And this is where I would suggest a longer session for you, Justine. I would suggest a longer session, personal session for you. Okay. Um, by the way, personal sessions, and I know I'm backed up months. So what we're going to do is we're going to do group personal sessions, which is really, really exciting, by the way. So this is where, most of the basic issues that most people have, especially if you're new, it can be resolved in a group personal session. And a group personal session is where I work on you at an individual level, but at a group level. So what I do is, like, again, the group doesn't matter how big it is. The bigger, the better, basically, because my abilities get stronger. Say, for example, there are people like, say, Justine, that have this issue. So I create a subgroup within that, and then say there's another group that has, I don't know, say mental disorder type frequencies, or whatever the group comes into, or whoever the group is. I create subgroups for you. So with my abilities at the level that they are, I you don't need, say, a personal session for me to help you. So it saves you a lot of money, by the way. And then also, it's almost as it's just as, I would say, for a lot of you, as potent. Okay. Just for example, now if I work on, say, who was it, Justine? And if you had similar issues, I was working on you. So comment in on those other people who felt, say, that shift as well, if you were similar to that. This one is Kelly Ferreira. Moss, I would humbly request a scan, please. Sure, Kelly. That's one thing. Don't be humble. You deserve more. You're honorable. Um, so, and that's a really big key. You always put yourself down. You're always, say, submissive, to a higher order, or to somebody who has a title behind their name, or you just give your identity away, basically, Kelly. Now, what you're doing is that through XI, you're starting to awaken. It's like, hey, wait a second, I have rights too, right? I have an identity too. This is where you get into a relationship, Kelly, and you just, well, you lose your identity. You're very submissive, and it goes back to your family lineage, where basically the women and children was seen and not heard. Basically, again, a support mechanism for the men. This is where also females in your family basically sacrifice themselves to support their man. So that's where it literally comes from. So let's get rid of that. The key is, do you support your man? Yes, it's not the point of not supporting your man or the males in your, but do you have to sacrifice yourself? A lot of women or society think that they do. They have to sacrifice them for their love. They have to sacrifice for their kids. They have to sacrifice, the list goes on and on and on and on, right? On how many women do that. So Kelly, you're running that pattern, but you're also at a level, it's like, wait a second, I can identify who I am as a woman and still, support a man. In fact, it's better that way. That way, you don't lose the relationships, by the way, because you tend not to hold on to relationships that long, from what I'm seeing. That way, you can have children, and then it doesn't become a burden. It doesn't become a sacrifice. You can expand and feel youthful, being a woman. So, and we teach all that, by the way. Yeah, so let's throw, we finally got Amina here. Armina. Yeah. Armina, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, I know you can't see me, but I can see you.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so if you want to quickly share, and then we'll just end it here. By the way, guys, so Armina, just how long have you been with us?
February this year, 2021.
Oh,
It's
wow. So not that long.
no.
It's it seems like your whole life just literally did a whirlwind and all hell, yeah, all hell broke out for you for a little bit, and then it got clearer and clearer and better and better. But the key with you, if you don't mind me reading you, and you can share, then you can share your story, is that again, all hell broke loose, and you think you got, oh shit, what have I done? Everything is breaking apart. I don't know if I did the right thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, but you stayed there. You stayed centered as you saw, say, the tornado around you, and then it's like, and it all cleared out. And this is where it's like, God, I found myself again.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? So again, that's from what I'm seeing. And I've never talked to you personally, or I don't know if I have or not, but I don't remember talking to you. But anyway, share your story on. So
So
you've been together 18 months. How did you get into the XI world?
so um 10 it's 10 months, and
10
so
months. Okay,
yeah, it's so
it's even better.
yeah. It was amazing. Like I can yeah, let me so it
Hmm.
was like um clicking on a link wrongly. Like I wanted to see uh, um, a video, and then on Karen Chong website, and I
Hmm.
accidentally click on the interview that you had with her. I
Oh, okay,
listened to
cool.
you for 2-3 minutes, and my body started reacting to your frequency. So I was just like, "Who
Beautiful.
is this guy?"
Cool.
And I immediately searched you, Master Jolly. I went to your website, and I did a meditation in January, and I
Hmm.
listened to Mass on Sunday a couple of times.
Hmm.
And then you were talking about total human reset in February, so I was just like, I have to do it. This is amazing. This is the way that I wanted to do. Before
Yep.
I went to school even for 2 years, and learn about our energy system, and and many other things. Like
Hmm.
I am a great example of a person to enable to find herself and searching for herself.
Hmm.
And for myself, I did a lot, like psychology therapies. I studied 3 years of Carl Jung,
Hmm.
psychology. A lot of stuff in my country. I'm from Iran, but I live in
Hmm.
California now, and like a lot of things I can. And then I had a session with you before Total Human Reset, and you told me that I created 4 identities for myself.
Hmm.
And after Total Human Reset, again, I had a session with you.
Ah, okay.
And like in one 18 days and one Total Human Reset, uh, I got rid of all those 4 identities. And
Wow.
yes, this is your ability. And also, like, I was so ready to like come to,
Like a.
and I can remember I had 2 businesses. One is like clothing, and the other is that energy medicine work.
Hmm.
And starting with you in Total Human Reset, the
Hmm.
third day, everything fell apart. My T-shirt came out of the print log. My shops deleted from everywhere, and my website, both of my website. So I just like
Mm.
crying, just like,
Right.
already I'm running the ad, and everything is
Hmm.
just ruining it. So I came to our community. I wasn't like a Facebook person. I
Hmm.
started coming to Facebook, joining the community, and saying that what's happening is this normal. And yeah, exactly. And many other things. About detox, I can say, like when I was deleting my mom's pattern,
Hmm.
I remember that. So she's in Iran. Every time that I had a text message via WhatsApp, I was just like, okay, my mom is dead. My mom is dying. And
Hmm.
that's that powerful that my mom was dying off of me. And I
Mm. Yep.
feel like physically she is dying.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, wonderful journey.
Yeah.
And Um, and also, like the other thing, after the third 18 days that I did with you, you picked me on the call and
Okay.
told me like, congratulations, you came to yourself. Finally, you came out of the
Oh, wow.
cave.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So again, guys, the tornado that you go through for some of you, especially when you're ready, like you, I mean, you've been searching all your life, you're really ready, and then you find it, and then it's like, gosh, this is the tool that's going to help, free me. And then at a deeper level, not at a conscious level, but at a deeper level, once you find yourself, you can't help, you can't stop it. Does that make sense to you? There's nothing that can stop you finding yourself. You're on, say, autopilot. And sometimes it does get intense, and you just do what Armina did. Just stay centered, just observe. That's the biggest key that you did, is like literally you observed yourself going through the process. You didn't make the process you. That makes sense to
Yes,
you? There's
totally.
a nuance there, guys. You just watch yourself. It's like, oh shit, like Armina's like, oh God, my websites aren't working. It's not like, why am I so stupid that I can't figure out my website's not working? I'm having bad luck. This is me, all that. She just basically went through and it's like, God, crazy time. My website's not working. This is falling apart. That's falling apart. But she didn't make it a part of herself. And the same thing with your mom. At first you go, oh shit, my mom's dying. Again, you in the past, Armina, you would have felt guilty, and you would have probably even booked a ticket. I got to go see my mom. It's a sign from heavens. I got to go see my mom and stuff. But no, you stayed centered. It's like, oh, I get it. It's the identity of my mom dying off me. And this is for you. I mean, again, congratulations. You don't have to age like your mom
Exactly.
anymore. You don't have to get the diseases. I think she has hip issues and all that from what I'm seeing. Yeah, she's got hip issues or digestive issues. Anyway, you don't have to have that as you age, and you don't have to. As women age, they lose their body shape. From what I'm seeing, especially if you do like the total human reset and all that, you start to get your body shape back, more of a younger version of who you are. How old are you? You don't mind me asking how old you are, do
Yeah,
you?
I'm
You look
45
beautiful, by the
and
way.
a half. I'm 45 and a half, and I totally agree with you. I started, like I'm a dancer. I always had a good body. Like these are like an
Hmm.
interesting thing.
Yeah.
And I started, I mean, before that, I started gaining weight, but with XI, I got a lot of weight. Like I felt like, what are these? Like and also the thing that happened to me that I'm so thankful for that. Thank you, Moss. Really,
Hmm.
you changed my perspective. You turn on my curiosity,
Hmm.
and I don't say like, I have all my feelings. I do not have stickers to those. I learn how to observe myself. So
Right.
now I'm shedding off all those weight, and
Yep.
I'm changing the form of my body, and
Yes.
I'm doing calisthenic workout
Hmm.
and dance all together. And so it's just like beautiful. Like my sister saw me tell me, "Oh, your skin is really good."
Hmm.
And also the huge success that I got.
Yeah.
I broke through my family dynamic.
That's beautiful.
This is big because I always feel that I need to save them, and guilt, shame, they always dim me down.
Yep.
Specifically my dad, like
Yep.
I couldn't have a chance to shine. So I got
Mm.
through like I got 2 degrees at university. I have tons of certificates because I wanted to be successful, because successful then meaning having those more, based on my previous definitions.
Right. Well, yeah, success to you, the old success pattern would basically be the more success you have, the more your family burdens you, and the more you have to support your family, which isn't really success, you know?
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, so quickly as we end on, really, really amazing, where again, science wouldn't believe this, but it happens all the time, is like your body structure, like you said, is changing. So you said you're 45, you literally are going to go back And the reason why you might have gained weight for a little bit is because one, your mom's identity, your mom's shape was actually coming into you, and as you release it, again, your body reacts to it. So you gain you gain the weight, you look like your mom or you feel like your mom for a bit, but that's always been there. you
Yes.
know it's always been there, but as you release it, you actually get to feel it and experience it, and then you go, oh my god, I don't want to turn into my mom. I don't want to lose that body shape. So now it's like, I don't need that, I don't want that. So you confirmed your deletions really well, and now you're 45, you're going on like 37, 38. So by
Yeah.
the time this is done in the next, say, I would say about 9 months, you're going to look younger than ever. Like what you did, 37, 38 was like physically, you were really solid, strong. Like, if that makes sense to you, you're going to go back to that time and something happened around that time. You're going to go back and relive whatever happened that way it should have been. So,
Yeah, actually, I
uh,
have like a near-death experience at 19. You saw that
yeah.
talking about it, and also one thing that is very important. Um, I want to tell to new people: trust yourself, trust this process. It's a process, and be curious. Why is that? What is in me? Like the question that you always ask us, but tell us to ask. These are important observations. Do it and be consistent. Do the 18 days, even if you don't. I did a lot of your events during this 10 months,
Mhm.
but even if you cannot do it others, 18 days is the best to do it. And
Beautiful.
also, like, I hated myself and I felt like I am so ugly. Now I love who I am, and
I
I
see that.
really feel like I'm beautiful.
You are. I see the vibrancy in you, coming out. The reason why most people, and thank you so much, Arena. The reason why most people hate themselves is because they're not themselves. They're like, for her, it's like their mom. Okay, so again, thank you so much, Irina, for sharing that. One last thing, this one, Jacqueline Gates, I worked on her for a little bit. She just commented in. Dang it, and I lost her. Where did she go? She said that her nerves were coming back, really changing. So that's how fast, that's how much you can change your body, guys. This is about frequencies. This isn't about psychology or taking medications. I'm not knocking that down. We need those things, obviously, but this is about the underlying frequencies that we're at, changing them, and then, well, even like just Jacqueline here. Here we go. My nerves are feeling a lot better than they were feeling. That tremor sparked up before the call. Then I started sweating a lot. Then a fiber tremor, and can't wait for it to leave completely. So really fantastic. Nice job, Jacqueline. Again, even those, say, severe type issues or something that could have been severe in her future, those things can get deleted, guys. You don't have to run your family's pattern, society's pattern. You can totally, totally, totally change yourself. All right, guys. With that, I look forward to seeing you guys on the addiction call. For those, it's going to be a transformative life. And also take a look at the 18-day hyper meditations coming out. Total Human Reset. That should be up and running for you as well to join. All right. Again, notice what you notice, and then notice the details of what you're noticing. All right. Take care. Bye bye.